That happened.
Although Gage and I are okay this morning, I did sleep in the guest room last night. Now, Andy said to me specifically, do not share any storylines or cast changes for the upcoming season. So that being said, do you have any storylines or cast shakeups this season?
This is Jeff Lewis Live.
Good morning. You are listening to a very special edition of Jeff Lewis Live this morning. We'll be responding to the latest scandal reported by People.com yesterday. With me this morning at the round table is Megan Weaver and Gage Edward.
Good morning, Jeffrey.
Good morning.
Good morning, Gage. And also, we thought it fitting to be here today as the Jeff Lewis Live health and fitness expert. Welcome back, Teddy Mellencamp.
Hi.
Hi. I'm sorry you have to be here today on such a tragic day for me.
You know what? I like witnessing your tragic days, Jeff.
Also here to witness the tragedy is our Bravo Marshall. Of course, she's here today. Good morning. Who I thought she was here for Teddy, but now I'm realizing she's here for me. Now, you have heard about accountability by Teddy, or more recently, All In by Teddy. But today is accountability by Jeff. And what that is the truth.
Oh,
so today we are going to tell the story we're gonna break it down. We're gonna break it down, and then we'll let everyone else decide or judge. So first of all, Gage, why don't you go ahead and explain what's happening?
The People.com interview that came out yesterday said that People's learned that Lewis is no longer working with longtime collaborator and friend JenniP. Multiple sources have said that Poulos parted ways with Jeff Lewis Design, the house flippers company, a few months ago. The two haven't spoken at all. A source says it's sad. They used to be inseparable, but their differences just got too big to overcome. Another source said they found fame together, so there was always this thought that nothing could tear them apart, but that hasn't been the case. They'll never come back from this. It's over. Another source said it was a combination of things. They both had different priorities pushing them in opposite directions. It was only a matter of time before it eventually exploded.
Okay, so we have Flipping Out Season 11 will air on Tuesday, September 11th at 10 p.m. Pacific. Now, I have DirecTV and I get the New York feed that starts at 7.
Oh, I don't get that.
You should do that.
Makes me
And
so
that way I
mad.
can DVR it
It's
at
so
7,
much,
all my shows at 7.
Because
and then
I'm going to be asleep.
I'm asleep at 10.
Yes.
So you need the New York feed.
Okay.
Okay, so this season, it's a crazy season, and I'm going to say that there was a lot of employee turnover. It was a very, very stressful time. I had a lot of pressure, and I wasn't always my best self. Would you agree, Megan?
Yes, that's true. You had a hard time this season.
Oh, around the end of the season, which is around episode 9-10, Jenny and I did have a rift. So I want to respond to the People article yesterday. It is true. It is true. So Jenny and I did have a fight, and which then resulted in a rift. Now, we've been very good friends and pretty much brother and sister, I would say, for like 15, 16 years.
Oh, yeah. Thick as thieves.
So look, we've been through a lot together, and we've had fights before. And, it was very much, this fight was very much like, maybe a little more heated, but it was like the other fights. And it was really kind of silly. And it was, I had offered some unsolicited career advice.
That's right.
That's where it started escalating. You were there, Megan.
I was there. I was there for the fight. And that's what set it off, was the unsolicited advice.
And I think what happened was earlier that day, Teddy, we had someone in the office. I've been trying to, like you, build my business and take my business to the next level. And I brought someone in to talk to all my employees.
Can you say who it was?
I bought in Leah Black, believe it or not.
Leah Black.
Yeah, it's amazing because she's had all of this business experience, and she's bought and sold companies and all that. So she came in and she actually talked to all of my employees. Now after, and this happens, I think in Jordan, do you remember episode 9? So we realized that there are about 3 people in my office that really don't want to be there. Okay. That really shouldn't be there, that have other objectives. Megan was one of them.
I was one of them.
She wanted to be on radio.
Yeah.
And had other objectives and other career goals. And, I was actually very surprised to hear that Jenny was one of them. And she said that she had given up her acting career to work for me. And that really hurt my feelings because I felt like I have done nothing but accommodate her for her auditions and meetings and all of that.
How did she give up her acting career?
Well, I don't.
I think she was trying to say she sacrificed her time to be with Jeff as his assistant.
Right. Now that's possible. Okay. That is possible. Initially I was very hurt and I was put on the defense, but I understand that she spends a lot of time with me. It's very possible that hasn't been able to go to certain auditions, and maybe she's missed the opportunity of booking a movie or a show or whatever. But I have been very, very flexible. But that's kind of where I was. Like I was hurt. So trying to make a long story short here, but we elected at the end of all this to have her move on from Jeff Lewis Design. And all of this was actually very civil, I thought. And it was like, you know what it reminds me of? And I was thinking about this morning. Reminds me of you're in a relationship for 10 years, right, Gage? And neither one of you are happy.
Right.
And you both know that neither one of you are happy. But you are very, it's almost like a codependency.
Yes,
like you rely on this person.
Absolutely.
And it's a security thing. And like, okay, I know I'm not happy in this relationship, but I'm more fearful of not being in this relationship than
the
change.
Unknown.
The unknown and the change.
Of course.
And so one of you, Gage or me, has to ultimately come up and say, look, I think we've got to make some major changes here because you're not happy. I'm not happy. I want different things. You want different things.
Which is brave.
And which is growth.
Right.
I was the one that initiated that. And I did it because I thought it really was the best for both of us, because I know that I don't want to hold her back. I never want to hold her back. I want her to focus 100% of her energies on her projects, acting, auditions, whatever. And I also need somebody, if I want to take my business to the next level, I need somebody
who's all in.
Who's all in, who can all in. Yep, I get it. Allinbyteddy.com.
Yeah.
Got a little plug. 750 members, 25 coaches.
Yep.
So it actually, this fight or argument, it ended up yielding positive results. And so we had lunch together. We talked it all through. We made the decision. Now, even though she didn't say, I'm moving on, I'm the one that had to use those words. It looked like a sense of relief for both of us. Like, this is what we need to do.
Right.
So I felt like it was a very productive conversation. Now, for those of you that are worried that she wouldn't be on the show, look, I understand. She is one of the components to the success of this show. I'm a businessman. I'm not stupid. I know you love Jenny. I love Jenny. So I said to her off camera, okay, oh, bravo, Marshall. Uh-oh. I said, I don't want you to leave the show. I want you to still be on this show with me. I said, but we need a more organic, authentic relationship on the show.
Because it follows your business, and everyone that's there works year round in your business. And she, could be on the show as more of a friend type of role.
All right.
Which she is.
I want
she is
to be honest with my listeners, and I want to be honest with my viewers, because I respect my viewers and listeners, and I do have something to apologize for, because I have always claimed that Flipping Out is a true, authentic, unproduced show.
Which it is.
It is. However, Jenny has not worked for me for many. Oh boy, bravo. Oh boy, bravo, Marshall. She has not been working for me.
Are you letting the cat out of the bag?
For several seasons, she's employed by Bravo. And I apologize, because it is the one thing that is not authentic about this show. These are my employees. These are my clients. These are my houses. This is my life. But she is employed by Bravo. She shows up the day of filming. She leaves the day that we are done filming. She doesn't work for me 7 months out of the year. I think it's important to address that, because in this People article, there are claims that I have reduced her responsibilities, that there was something about after her pregnancy leave. She's not employed by me. I don't pay her. She's not on my payroll.
Wow.
I need to make that clear.
Okay.
That was something that has always been a problem with me, because I do try to live my life in an honest way. And it was the most inauthentic thing about this show. It was a problem for me. It has been a problem for me. But look, I again, living in fear, reacting out of fear. I was afraid if she left my office and left the show that people wouldn't watch. And, it's a successful show, and we rely on Jenny. So, okay, so there,
That's a big bomb.
So the authentic part of leaving your lunch and conversation is that authentically you really are friends with her.
I am friends
And
with her.
that you guys would have had drinks.
I said,
lunch,
let's make you
check-in.
a friend, which you are. You're my
Yeah.
friend.
Right,
It's
and
a true
also-
story to your life.
And
And
I-
you
What's
were
really
also
going
trying
on.
to protect her and say, like, I realize that this is where you are getting your exposure.
Yes, and I said to her, look, I know the opportunities that come out of the show. There's Instagram, there's appearances, there's all these things that come out of it. I don't want to take that from you. So let's make you a friend. We'll have lunch, we'll have drinks, our kids will play together.
Which is, like you said, gets
which
more
is
authentic.
real life.
It
It's
is.
our real life.
Well, she's your godmother to your child, and you guys have been friends for
Oh,
so
wow.
many years, and so it makes sense.
I felt like it was a really good heart-to-heart, productive. I felt good about this lunch. When I left her, I said, let's figure out what your role is going to be next season. If there is even another season.
Who knows?
Which right now, by the way,
Oh yeah. Well, now.
Now I probably, I
You
don't
shot
know
yourself
what's
in the
going to
foot.
happen. But that really was the end of our lunch. Okay,
This is
so
heavy.
this is what happened next. Our friendship was very well intact. I was looking forward to, if there was a future, that she would be by my side. If there was a spinoff, which we talked about with Bravo, which has since been taken off the table.
Oh.
Fine.
Okay.
I just was shut down. That was potentially including her also. Okay, so this is what happened. I got a call from the production company. It was an impromptu conference call with the owner of the production company, my showrunner, and the person that runs the show. I was told that I was allegedly reported for abuse.
Oh my God.
I
and
have a question.
victimization.
I mean, isn't your show called
I'm sorry,
Flipping
Jordan.
Out?
I'm sorry, Jordan.
Don't say her name.
Oh, sorry,
Bravo
Bravo
Marshall.
Shit.
Oh, you gotta-
Yes,
I mean,
it is called
isn't
Flipping
it
Out.
all about flipping out?
Yeah, it is.
well, it is
Okay.
about a hostile working
This-
environment.
Right.
as
I
part
mean,
of the
don't
show.
you know what you're signing up for? I mean, it wasn't her first.
And there
day.
were very, very large checks that were cashed to be a part of this show. And there was a very, very big release that was signed to be a part of this show.
Several years over.
So after the meeting, so the abuse allegations happened before the lunch. I wasn't even aware.
Because why? Because of a conversation where because you yelled?
This is allegedly, by the way.
Right.
These are
Sources.
allegedly
The rumors.
reported
The sources.
by Jenny to Bravo, allegedly, that I was.
So based on you yelling in a car ride or something.
This fight was no different than any other fight in the last 11 years of Flipping Out. This was no different than me yelling at a contractor for being late, or somebody screwing up and causing me $5,000 worth of repairs. On Monday, she doubled down, and allegedly, I was reported for wrongfully terminating her off her own show. And then there were also allegations of a hostile work environment. So somebody's talking to an attorney, which scares me, and that's why I'm trying to get in front of this right now. And I want people to know what happened. This fight that you witnessed, Megan, I never thought in a million years that would ever break us up. I knew we were going to get
didn't
through
either.
it.
I've also heard that argument that you guys have had for about 10 years.
Yeah,
it
I
has
thought-
been like a fundamental way of looking at life
Teddy, you just
Well,
looked
and
shocked.
situations
Yeah.
that
I
you
am a
disagree
little
on.
shocked because here's the thing. You can't say in one breath, you're holding me back from all of these things that can happen for me.
Right.
Yet now you're upset because I'm not going
Now
to
you're
be
gonna
doing
yeah.
what you're holding me back from doing. I mean, at that point, you have to take some accountability in your own self and say, what is the reason that I'm not accomplishing these goals that I want, and not look to you to place blame.
I really thought that I came up with the best solution, which is you're still on the show, you're still cashing your checks,
Yeah.
you still get to be on TV, and you've got all this time to pursue your other goals
Yeah,
and dreams.
I never thought it was going to end up like this. I mean, I was there for the fight. It was nasty.
And have you guys spoken at all since?
No,
No.
I haven't spoken to her in 3 months.
And this is the longest you guys have ever gone.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But I thought you guys would make up. I thought that they would make up.
I was planning.
had
I
huge
thought we
fights.
did make up.
Yeah, that
So,
lunch
do
was
you think
very
this is
peaceful
solely
and
for-
nice.
For
See-
publicity? Or
I just thought at the end of the day, they have these huge explosive fights. It was a bad fight. It was a bad fight.
It was it's an argument about where her career is, and he was trying to offer advice, and look, Jeff doesn't always deliver the right way.
Right.
But the message is there, and it's out of love. So he was trying to help her and give advice, and I
That's how
don't
it
know whether
started.
she was embarrassed by it or
Mhm.
whatever else happened. But
that's what
you
happened.
don't then treat a friend of 20 years and then start from going from this peaceful lunch of I want to spend more time doing my other projects. You held me back. He's saying go do them 100%, and then she like blows
Reports
it all up.
No, I'm shocked. I'm shocked that she allegedly reported you to your bosses.
Yes.
That is shocking to me.
That it put my entire career at jeopardy. It put in jeopardy my family, my livelihood, everything.
And I'm sorry, but it does hers as well.
Right.
Well, that's another part of the story, which we'll tell after the break. Sorry,
Oh,
Bravo
God.
Marshall.
Bravo Marshall
Oh boy,
is
she
not
is
happy.
texting away over there. I do want to say that I went through many conversations, interviews. My showrunner had to go frame by frame to confirm that there was no abuse. And I have been cleared of all abuse victimization charges.
Okay.
So I'm happy to say, but that
good.
was not an easy process. And it was embarrassing. And it was extremely time consuming. And this is something that didn't have to happen. Now, I would never do that to a friend of 15, 16 years. I would never, ever do that. I would never put someone, I love her family. I love her kids. She's a godmother to my child. I would never do that to her. And
it seemed extreme.
that is
and the
why.
fact that you're being honest right now, I mean, I can hear.
But you realize I just lost my job.
This is
I just fucking lost my job. Like I'm pretty sure of that at this point. But you know what? That is something that I had to risk because I need to get in front of this story. Because the other thing that you don't know, which I can mention before the break, is that I do believe that Bravo has lost control of Jenny. She is not. No, she's gone rogue. I'm sorry.
It's just that
she's gone rogue. She is not doing any press this season for flipping out. She has said that she is. Oh God,
sources. And I think
know. I
the problem.
He might be
the
fired.
problem and the risky thing of all this is that now she's insulated herself with a giant
and that's what
team
scares
of
me.
People.
So I have to get ahead of this. I have to get ahead of this.
Protect
I have to
yourself.
get in front of this,
Mhm.
and I have to tell my side of the story.
Right. Even though you may be a dead man walking.
I am a
this
dead
point.
man walking.
Yeah.
I'm a dead man walking.
Yeah.
But I kind of knew that.
Yeah.
I kind of knew that.
Yeah, but you
So-
have to be truthful.
You do.
I love Bravo. I love the executives at Bravo. I've had a great experience. They've given me great opportunities, an incredible platform. I couldn't say any more positive things about it. And it's just, I have fond memories. But the fact is one of the reasons why they've kept her employed on the show is because I really felt they weren't, and I feel very strongly they weren't going to keep picking up Flipping Out if she wasn't on it. She's no longer on the show. So it would surprise me if they picked it up, to be honest with you.
Right.
I'm just being honest.
Yeah. No, that's good. It's, I hope you feel better.
Therapy session charges.
Oh, it's a biggie. It's a biggie.
So we're going to take a break.
Okay. Let's
Take
do
a
it.
little breather.
Yeah, and
kinda
then
need one.
we'll make a big left turn.
Yeah,
and,
let's do that. Let's
and
do that.
make this show fun and light again.
Okay, good.
So we'll be right back with Jeff Lewis Live. You know what? I'm in remarkably good spirits for being unemployed. And I think it's because
You're honest.
I just feel like I've purged.
Yeah.
I purged.
Yeah, you got it off your back.
I still look tired though, right? And I'm still 7 pounds overweight. But you know what? I feel good that I've just
Feel relieved.
Well,
Yes.
you are authentic.
Well, you know what? I want to tell you that, and I was just talking to the really, really sweet, pretty Bravo Marshall over here.
She is pretty.
It's a little late to warm up to her.
Here's the thing. At the end of the day, what I have is my business. I have Jeff Lewis Design. I have my products. I have a creative director position for a furniture manufacturer. These are the things I have to protect. So I had a choice today, and it was either, do I put the show at risk and do I lose the show to protect my business, or do I continue to follow the rules and not say anything and promote the season and all of that? And I just chose to protect my business because at the end, look, we're in season 11. This is, and Andy even told me, he said, these docuseries, they last like 2 to 3 seasons.
Writing's on the wall.
We are so lucky that this went 11 seasons. It was a great gift.
It was a great run.
But look, at the end of the day, this is what I got. I got my business. I got to protect it. That said, I have been promoting the radio, which that's probably going to go too. But you know how I've been doing? I found a brilliant way. I take a lot of Ubers. And I sit in the back and I notice that they have Sirius on. And I say, And I say to them, I'm like, hey, have you ever heard that show on Fridays? I think it's called Jeff Lewis Live. Like, it's such a good show. And they're like, really?
Well, the guy
You should play
recently,
it.
the last one, he was like, what's his name? What channel is it on?
I'm like, he's really funny.
And
He's really funny. You should listen to
And
him.
I was like, oh, yeah, it's on Radio Andy. He's like, Andy who?
But
I don't know that
Jeff
that's your demographic.
no, it
Jeff.
is. Because they check,
Self-promoting in the Ubers
Right.
around
because they
LA.
don't know who I am. And then I just tell them, like, you really 102. It's
Well,
he's
you should put
Jenny
it on.
102.
I
It's really
just-
He's a really funny guy.
You should
He's
become an
kinda handsome, I
Uber
think.
driver. Then you can promote to all
Yeah.
of your
day
clients.
long.
that is a fantastic idea.
I think that's the show.
We've got
It's like Taxi Cab Confessionals
Right,
with
with Jeff Lewis.
we got